Hey guys, welcome back. I don't know if you realize or not, but that starter is not supposed to spark quite like that when we're starting the tractor. So in this video, I'm going to take the starter off and see what we can do about repairing that. I think we just got a lot of loose connections in there. We will start by loosening up the battery leads. That way we don't have any electricity going to the starter. Alright, since it looks like the main issue is right here in this connection, actually the threads on the bolt have been worn down so much that the nut can't tighten up. So I think what we want to do, we're going to take that off. So I'm going to try to start by just taking these two screws out the end. If that doesn't get to where I can solve the problem, we'll then have to take the whole starter off. Okay. What happens when I pull this out. Alright, looked like I was incorrect about having to remove them flange bolts. Just these two bolts here made it where I could remove the starter off right there. I think good enough for what we need to do. Clean all that out while we're in here too. Just got a bunch of debris over the years. Alright, let's put it on the workbench, see what we can do. Starter, so we'll just go and learn as we go together. Hopefully we don't mess it up to where I can't put it back. It seems like once it gets the connection made and electricity shot to it, it does what it's supposed to. So, like I mentioned earlier, I think it's just a matter of making sure the electricity gets to it. Alright, look down in there, just see what that looks like.
Pretty cool.
Kind of cool, huh? These are magnets right here, just so you know. All that's magnets, buddy.
Ooh.
And it somehow, this thing, to make it turn, magnifies each magnet in a row, and then it makes this thing spin like that. Because this one will magnetize, it'll maybe make it spin. Those are magnets, or coils, they call them, magnetic coils that get energized. And those down there in the bottom are called the brushes, where them gold things are down there, the 4 of them. Okay, I think what we got to do is loosen this up. Take this band off. Alright, wish me luck. I don't know what I'm doing here. Hopefully it's not about to be catastrophic failure. These look like these hold the brushes in. This band. Alright, see? Got something going on there. Looks wore out. Looks broke, actually.
For real.
Yeah, because see, there's, look right here. Zoom up, or, yeah, pick up. That right there, I think, was connected to this right here at one time.
Oh.
So, let's take our time. Going off all the way around. See if we don't mess anything else up.
That's a good point.
Right, we'll set that aside. You have to do something about that. Hopefully not. Alright, we're pulling that off. Like I say, that's got my brushes attached to it. Really the only thing I'm worried about again is this. It may not be where that comes out. I would have liked to think it did, but it may not be a replaceable part. I mean, hey, what's the worst that can happen? Tear it all the way up and have to buy a new motor? But they probably don't even make anymore, right? Probably won't even be able to find one.
Amazon, you could.
Yeah, I don't know if you can do that either. Alright, let's leave that there till we make sure we can find one. I went and checked to see if I could even find a starter for this Fordson Dexta. I was successful, but it cost about $300. So we're going to try to make this one work right there. We'll try to put it all back together. I think what I'm going to try to do, that right there, I've got me a tap and die set. Curious if I can't just figure out how to rethread that and put a nut on there to be able to hold it tight. Because really, all it was them threads right there just got worn out because it got loose over time and just never tightened up, and then it wore the threads out. So let's see if we can put it back together, make something work. One issue I just run into, that shaft there in the middle, it's supposed to go in that hole in this plate right here. And when you pull when I pulled it out, I don't know if you can see, yeah, that brush right there, right? The brush right here should be up on this rotor right here. And they're all spring loaded, so I bet that's what this band right here is for. To try to get them all in there. We're going to try to just, I'm going to try to line them up and get them past that. May have to take that band back off. Okay, with a little bit of finagling, I was able to get those brushes to sit right. All the way around. See in there, you see that brush down below it? Sitting like that. All four of them sit like that now. I had to line it up to get the shaft to slide in there all the way. Now I can put the band back on and put it back together. Couldn't hold the camera and put the starter back on, so got it lined up. One little thing I want to make sure, got a line up pin right here. That pin stayed in there, and then there's a groove right there. And then once I had that lined up and pushed in, I should be able to start that right there with my screwdriver and then start the front one as well. Got it started now. Got it going on there. I want it tight. I don't want it too tight because I'm scared I'm going to strip what threads are there. Snug it up. So I think we're good there. See if we can crank her up. See if it don't spark. Hopefully no sparks right there. Now this is a manually engaged starter. It means you got to push this lever in to engage, I guess what would be the Bendix. Alright, I think we got a loose connection on the battery, which I don't doubt since I was able to just pull this off. Battery hadn't been charged much anyway. Note to self. When you put that positive battery cable terminal back on the starter, you cannot have it touching the metal casing of the starter, which is grounded. Creates a short. So, makes me think, there had to be a non-ferrous washer between the battery cable and the starter. So, I come over here looking for one. And of course, there it is. It's plastic of some sort, nylon, something. So that prevents me from shorting out the starter. Okay, what I ended up really doing here, just rethreading that brass bolt there with a tap and die set. In hindsight, I could have went ahead and done that without taking the starter off or taking the starter apart, but I didn't realize that was only going to be the case. Like I mentioned earlier, I had originally just planned on taking that out and replacing that with a new brass bolt of some sort that had better threads on it. So, didn't really accomplish a whole lot here, and I actually probably fried the starter in the process, which therefore I had to go buy another starter because I'm not going to try to rebuild this one. Oh well, we can't win them all. So it was a little bit of a learning experience, and going to get a new starter ordered and get that installed. Thanks for watching. Stick around, see what we get into next.